Masks are a hot item this year. And whether you think masks can help in the fight against COVID-19 or not, masks are an essential tool for deep sky image post-processing. They are used in many post-processing stages, and PixInsight has a number of tools and techniques that allow you to produce masks. In this video, I'll go over the different masks that are available in PixInsight, highlight the ones that I use and why I use them, and show you how to generate them for yourself. So, what is a mask? A mask is a supplementary image that goes on top of your working image. It allows you to selectively target elements of your image that you'd like to make adjustments to, while protecting other parts of your image. This is an example of what a mask looks like in PixInsight. A black and white image where the black sections are adding protection, and the white areas will be impacted by your adjustments. To apply a mask, click and drag it under the parent image identifier. If the mask is properly attached, the image identifier will change to a different color. If you have any previews on this image, that mask will also be applied to them as well. There are two quick keys that I find very useful when using masks, and these are functions that I constantly use. If you want to show and hide your mask, press Ctrl-K. This will highlight your mask in red, and just remember that red protects, meaning everything in red is not subject to change. The second key that I use that allows me to invert the mask is Ctrl-Shift-I. I'll quickly go over to the mask menu so you can see what's available there. This is where you can apply a mask, remove a mask, invert it, show and hide it, and you can also change the render mode, which allows you to change the color of the mask that you're seeing applied to your image. If you just want to see what the mask looks like without applying it, click and drag it over the parent image without releasing your mouse. This will allow you to see through the mask and observe what it covers. I find this useful for when I'm generating a star mask and I want to see if all the stars have been accounted for. Alright, let's get to creating some masks. So the two basic mask generation functions that PixInsight offers is the Range Selection tool and the Star Mask tool. You can expand on your mask generation options with a few other functions in PixInsight or by installing third-party plugins, but let's start with the Range Selection tool. Range selection masks are great for targeting the brightness information across your image. In this case, I'm looking to make adjustments to the galaxy and not the background. To generate one, go to Processes, Mask Generation, and then Range Selection. Click the Preview button, and you'll start off with a white screen. So drag the lower limit up. Whoa, not to 50.
Not to 50!
Let's dial that back down so you're just capturing your object. I'm going to lower the upper limit as well and increase my fuzziness and smoothness a bit. If you're happy with what you see in your preview, press the square button and that will generate your mask. If you want to exclude your stars from this mask, you can use pixel math to subtract it from your range selection, and I'll be covering that further on in the video. The next tool that we're going to be talking about for mask generation is the Star Mask. There are a few ways to generate star masks in PixInsight, and the most common way is to use the Star Mask function. You can find this by going to Processes, Mask Generation, and Star Mask. The default settings with this tool work pretty well in most cases, but I like to change things up a bit. These are the settings that I most commonly use when generating a star mask. If you have a noisy image and need to include more stars, just raise the noise threshold a bit, and you'll be able to see if you can include more of those stars. If you have larger stars that are being missed, raise the scale amount to above 6 or so. I also like to check off Binarize and bring down my smoothness to 12. Once you've dialed in your preferred settings, click the square icon to generate your mask. Before we move on, there are other tools that you can use to make adjustments to your star mask before applying it to your image. And this is an example where I'm purposely making the stars more prominent with the histogram transformation tool. Take the whites and start dragging them about midway. This will make sure your stars are more defined and allow me to subtract them a bit better from my range selection. Another mask that you can generate in PixInsight is the Luminance Mask. Creating one is pretty easy. Just click this icon here. These are most commonly used when doing noise reduction, but another way I like to use luminance masks is by inverting it to desaturate the background sky with the curves transformation. Next, we're going to be talking about pixel math. Let's say you want to make an adjustment to your galaxy without making changes to your stars. This is where pixel math comes in. Pixel math lets you create custom masks by combining two or more masks with mathematical expressions. In our case, we want to take our range selection and subtract the star mask from it. So to do this, open up pixel math, and I like to use the expression editor when using pixel math. Select your range selection, press the minus key, and then select your star mask. Before you generate your mask, press the destination and make sure you create a new image, and also make it grayscale. Let that generate, and once you're done, you'll have a range mask with no stars in it. You can see that there are some artifacts left behind when we did this process around the bigger stars, and we can clean this up by using the clone stamp process in PixInsight. The clone stamp tool allows you to copy one section of your mask to another section. This is ideal for painting over small artifacts that get left behind when you're generating your masks. Go to Process, Painting, and Clone Stamp. Make sure to increase your radius so you have a bigger brush to paint with. Press Ctrl and click on your mask. Then move the mouse in the direction that you want to stamp out your embellishments. When you're ready, click the check mark to apply these changes to your mask. Alright, so now let's start talking about some popular PixInsight plugins that can be installed to help you generate masks. First plugin is Starnet. Starnet is a popular PixInsight plugin which allows you to mostly subtract the stars from your image using the Starnet database, but it conveniently has an option for creating a star mask. On a side note, subtracting the stars from your image and creating a luminance mask off your starless image is another useful mask that you can use. If you have Starnet installed, you might have the Easy Processing Suite installed as well, which requires the Starnet database. There are two scripts in this suite that will help you generate masks as well. That is the Easy Star Reduction script and the Easy Decon script. Open one up and select the image that you're working on, and then click Create Star Mask. The last script that I'll talk about is the game script. This one is a game changer, and you should definitely install this plugin if you have the need for creating custom masks. Once you've installed it, you can find it under Scripts, Utilities, Game. This tool will help you generate your standard masks, but it will also help you generate masks with its interactive graphical editor, either by creating ellipses or multi-point selections. The Ellipse tab allows you to map out ellipses to use as a mask, which is perfect for galaxies like M33. To begin, click Add to add an ellipse to your preview. Click on the nodes to expand the ellipse and move it around so you can fit your galaxy in as best as you can. If you select more than one mask under the Export Masks section, you get a few different outputs. In my case, I'm going to get a gradient mask as well as a gradient mask with the stars removed. If you need another ellipse, click the Add button again. Click OK and wait for your masks. My first mask here is the elliptical gradient, and my second mask is the gradient with the stars subtracted from it. If you want to be more precise with your selection, open the tool back up and select the Multipoint tab. This is where you can create your own shapes that encapsulate your object or the area that you're trying to work on. Start by selecting 3 points on your preview. You can drag and move these 3 points wherever you want, and you can add more points by clicking between 2 points on the green line. You can add as many points as you need. Once you're happy with your selection, select Gradient Edge Mask and press OK. And that's all I have for you. Masks are a very important tool when processing deep sky images, and it's good to know a handful of these to include in your workflow. Hopefully you found some of this information useful, and if you did, please leave a like or a comment below. If there are masks that you use that I didn't cover in this video, please let me know in the comments below as well. Clear skies.